Hey, what's up, Pisces? How you doing? Welcome to the meditation channel. Hi, how's it going? So we're going to give you a reading now for the month of September 2024. I was going to say 2022. A couple of years off. All right, so let's see what the cards have to say. I hope you've been having a wonderful week thus far. I hope you're doing well. And let's see what the cards have to say to you. Okay, so the question, they're starting off with a question, and I think it's because you may be a little unclear. What do you desire? What is it that you want, Pisces, deep down? And the reason why you're not allowing yourself to be honest is because there is fear around this desire. There's a lot of worrying. And this could be a few things. It could be you just don't think that you're worthy. You don't think it's possible. You think that you will lose something if you achieve it. So essentially they're saying, but you can't lie to yourself and say, oh, I'm just, I don't really want this, and, I'm just not good enough, and da 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 da. It's like, it's important to be honest with what you desire because you are worthy, and you can make it happen if that is really what you want. I mean, I always say, like, when you want to manifest something, it takes work. It's not just like sometimes you can just sit there and it can happen. Don't get me wrong, I've seen that happen, but it takes work in the sense of even internal work. It's like building that self-worth, building that belief, and breaking down the walls of years of being told that it's not possible, that you're a dreamer, that, you're not good enough, whatever it is that those old stories are. So it does kind of take a level of work. Okay, so release resentment about money. Okay, so I think that for some of you, there is resentment attached to this. So maybe you did try in the past and it just didn't work out for you. And so because you encountered that first block, now you're just like, well, you see, it just didn't work out, whatever, what's the point of trying? And so again, they're saying you cannot hold on to the experiences on the past and take them as a sign that things aren't working out. When there are blocks, when there are roadblocks, essentially there are lessons, there are challenges, there are opportunities that are revealing to you the things that you need to fix and repair. So when you're trying to manifest something, if you encounter a block, it's because that block is within you. And so you need to resolve that block within you in order to make way for that manifestation to come forth. Okay, so giving and receiving came up. So I'm trying to get a little bit more information about this, and it came up twice. So again, it could feel like, you guys, something has been taken from you, or that you're actually guarding something and you're afraid to give it away because you're afraid that people are going to take advantage of it. So essentially they're saying, where can you go back to a balance within that energy, within giving and receiving? This could be giving or receiving of material things, time, energy, whatever it is. And there's an imbalance within that, which is why it's also creating this resentment. So how can you restore that energy of giving? And essentially, how can you be of service? And true service is not doing something where I'm doing something because I'm expecting something back at all. You're doing it purely for the joy of it because it gives you something immediately. Just the fact alone that you're doing something. Like I always say, one of my biggest gifts that I love giving is rescuing animals and helping animals. And I don't expect anybody to give me a compliment about that. I don't expect anybody to say, wow, you're such a good person for doing that. I do it because it brings me so much joy to rescue animals. And I just love giving them that love and attention and knowing that I saved a life. And even just talking about it now, it's activating my energy. And so essentially you want to go back down to that feeling. So when it comes to making decisions, they're saying it's time to move quickly. Choose logic over emotions. So many of you cannot make up your mind, or you're really in a limbo about it because of these feelings that are lingering, because it's hard for you to make a decision, because these emotions are so strong, especially from the old experience. So essentially they're saying it's time to use your mind over your emotions. I often say sometimes with my clients, it's like, oh my gosh, you got to listen to your heart. But other times I'm like, nope, you really need to listen to your brain, because your heart is off track because of all the trauma, because of all the disappointments, because of all the harm. Now you have like a bad imprint on this thing. And so you got to use your logic. So essentially it's a matter of just asking yourself the right questions, asking the right questions maybe to other people to get the right information, and just not be afraid. Just not be afraid. You know, put the fear aside. And again, that's when you use the logic. So caring for yourself, and I feel like this is caring about your mental health, caring about your emotions, caring about you. I feel like, again, this has come down to whatever this thing that happened that let you down, that built up this resentment, these emotions. And so they're saying it's time really to do some inner healing, some inner work, some inner reprogramming of the subconscious mind. This is really going to help you feel better, but it's essentially self-love, self-care, self-nurturing, giving yourself that energy that maybe you gave to other people and you felt like they've taken it away from you. So how can you give that to yourself? How can you give back to yourself, nurture yourself, love yourself, prioritize yourself right now? Because I feel like once you do that, then everything else is going to be much easier. But as long as you have that fear, when we're in fight or flight mode, when we're in fear mode, it's hard to create. It's hard to know what to do because our mind is going at 100 million miles per hour, and it's just okay, yeah, well, you know, we're just in kind of that chaos. And so what can you do to restore that peace, that love, that tranquility, so that you know what the right thing is to do, what right action it is to take for you? Okay, that's it. All right, guys. Well, I really hope that this reading was helpful. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below if this reading resonated with you, and I will talk to you soon. Have a magical day. Bye.